Greetings, dear ones. I'm Kryon of Magnetic Service. Many times the essence of channeling will change. And some of them will be lists of new things for you to know. Revelations of processes, explanations, and sometimes not. This is one of those, dear ones, that is not. This is a celebration of love. It is very difficult to define things that are outside the purview of your reality. And the only thing you have at all that even resembles the love of God, that would be the love you have for one another, or for your children, or for your animals, that is so unconditional at times. And we have told you that this love source of the Creator, so benevolent, knowing your name, is far, far above that. What you don't even realize is that there is benevolence everywhere toward you. I address the one who feels that they are a victim of this planet, who would listen to a channel like that and be angry. This would make them angry. And this has happened many times. And my partner will then get a notice or a letter or a communication of how absurd it all is. How can you talk about the benevolence and the love of God when there's so much wrong? And in my life, there's so much wrong. How do you explain to that person that they create their own victimology? How do you explain energy to a person like that, who only is afraid to go out of the house because something else might happen, expecting the worst at every step? How do you explain the fact that that is an affirmation? If you expect to be a victim, you will be. This is how the energy of this planet works, and it's called free choice. We have told you so many times that the human being is powerful. Powerful in any direction that it wishes to turn. And if the human wishes to generate that which is dark and difficult, that is exactly the bed they will lay in all their lives. And then they will hear a message of love, and they will say, absurd, impossible, not understanding that they have created exactly what they're doing. And the only proof of that, for those listening who believe they're a victim of this earth, is to turn their focus to something benevolent and beautiful, if they can. Fear is a habit. And in this new energy, the habit is turning to light. There is a benevolence, an attitude all around you. And yet you have free choice. Spirit cannot then take you and shake you and say, look at this, look at this. You have to do it yourself. And many are. However, know this. There is benevolence all around you. Now, there would be those who say, well, there's darkness all around me. And I would say to them, yes, there is, and it's got your name on it. But the benevolence of God is also all around you. If you get off of that horse that you're riding, it is the horse of fear. And wherever you ride it, you expect it will go to fear. And it will. It's got its instructions from you. Oh, I want to tell you about the benevolence. The reason that you are surrounded with benevolent processes and ideas and light is so that if you start to think about it, to make decisions of looking or wondering, that it's there to find. You might have been told this creator, this God, is so mysterious, it's in a vacuum somewhere else. And I'll tell you, it is so around you that you're missing the signs. Let's talk about the main one that so many listening to this message have removed themselves from. Adoranda started a channel speaking about Gaia. I'll continue it. Dear ones, when you receive the love of God, it's forever. Did you know that you cannot take yourself from the love of God? Oh, you can turn your back. You can go the other direction. That's the free choice. But the love of God stays. Once you discover that benevolence, dear ones, and it goes into your cellular structure, there is no delete key in your brain that will ever take it away. Oh, you can deny it, and then you're in denial. You cannot use it, then you're dysfunctional, but the love is there. What I'm telling you is that an epiphany that you might have about who you are or where you are or the peace you might have is forever. It's not going to be withdrawn because you think in a linear way that that's how the Creator works. Discovery of God inside is forever. And there's so much benevolence. Did you ever think that Gaia knows who you are? Did you ever think that the planet itself exists in some way to enhance your life? And it does. When you walk into the forest, it knows you. A tree hugger will tell you that. Will tell you that, and they may never be in a meeting like this or never listen to a Kryon channel. They're allied with nature because it's benevolent. And because they feel the love of the Creator allied with them and the trees and the grass and the birds. You're not imagining things, dear ones, when you go into nature and things happen. My partner and his group, one of the last times they were in the Hawaiian island with the volcano, experienced something profound and yet small. They were on the edge of the volcano with the kahuna, and she was once again doing the chants of Lemuria, and the earth was listening to her, and the volcano in all of its majesty, immenseness, was welcoming her yet again. And the group sat there in wonder. It was a day when the skies were clear, and you could almost see to the next volcano. And then a white bird appeared. The kahuna saw it instantly and stopped for just a moment and smiled and then continued. Later she said, "Did you see what that was?" None of us knew. And she says, "That white bird, they don't fly here unless there's a reason." The very idea of the volcano, the smell of the sulfur, all of those things abhorrent to them and their breed. They don't come here unless there's a reason. And she said it was a blessing so clear that the white bird came and circled and then left, and then returned again and circled and then left. And she said it was a sign from nature, Gaia, the universe, that all was well and that the group was hearing truth and was blessed by the planet. And there would be those who would hear the story and say, it's ridiculous. The bird is just a bird. He was just outside of its area, flying around, nothing. It meant nothing. And that person says that because they are trained out of the idea that there's an alliance of benevolence with the planet. And there is. City dweller, if you haven't experienced this, you should. You have to go to the ocean or a lake or the forest and make it a habit. Find a place alone, perhaps sit there for just a moment, pondering your life or meditating or thanking God, and then listen and watch what happens around you, because the earth knows you. It's not random that suddenly the wind picks up and the leaves rustle as though they're saying, we hear you, thank you. Or a bird will come and sit on a branch so close to you that you say, that's unusual. And you might look at the bird or make a motion, and the bird sits there and stays there. You might even speak to it and say, hello, what is your name? And then before the bird flitters away, if you have enough intuition, it'll tell you. We just told you, you're dearly loved by God. This is the alliance that is everywhere for you to see and find. And if you're riding that dark horse of fear, it'll take you wherever you want it to, in the dark. But dear ones, there is so much benevolence around you. I close with this. You want a definition of this alliance with you and the Creator. When you love someone, you hold their hand. You hold their hand and you walk together, and it's like an alliance you have with a person next to you that says, I want everybody to see that I love this person. And it's okay in public in my culture to do this. I will touch them by holding their hand and let everyone know that there's an alliance here. An outward sign that we're connected and we love each other. I want you to envision holding hands with God. You see, there's a benevolence in the planet and all around you. There's an outstretched hand. It's just the size of yours. And it's always been outstretched. And with free choice, you can take it. But when you do, it won't let you go. No matter what you think, no matter what you do, no matter what you deny, it's there. And it'll pull you out of the hole when you need it. That's the vision. That's the definition. Holding hands with the Creator. That's your soul, dear ones, acknowledging you belong to the one who created you. And that's your family. It's not an instruction set. It's not information beyond that which is the love of God. At this moment, in this time, the alliance with nature, the alliance with physics, all of that is the new light that is being realized and seen on the planet. If you ask a Navajo where their ancestors are, they're in the rocks. If you ask an Aborigine about the great yellow rock, the orange one, when the sun goes down, they'll say it's alive with their ancestors and those who created them from the stars. They understand the alliance with Gaia. The invitation remains for you to discover it yet again. And so it is.